Oh boy, another new day. My garage full of crap, and the Accord is actually at my house for the first time in forever. Um, so, the idea for today is just to work on some stuff that is a little sketchy. Like, I bought this fan from the junkyard, and this is basically what's under here. And this actually pulled off. If you notice, the black's to the blue, the blue's to the black, but over here, the black's to the blue and the blue's to the black. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm just going to hook it up the way it was because it works. But the wires and the plug are like swapped over. It's fine. Just colors. The wire does the same thing. But today I'm actually going to fix that situation with the fans because they are always on, and that's not great. Especially because it has no thermostat. So I'm going to be adding a thermostatic fan switch. Drilling no holes, not installing any sensors, no touching coolant or anything, and I'm gonna have a way to do it, and it's cost me $15 and it was in stock at AutoZone. So right down here is what I was talking about. Don't mind this. This will be used later. But this is our $15 thermostatic switch from AutoZone, which very conveniently was in stock. It's in stock at most AutoZones, I believe. You can check this. If you want to do something like this where you want if you have electric fans and you want to control it just standalone wise, there's your part number, 733653. I believe it's $17, but you know, I got that employee discount. So the instructions are kind of garbage. I looked at them already. But basically you just shove this probe into the fins of the radiator and then hook up the electrical contacts over here up to the fan switch. Well, I'm going to hook it up to where my fan switch is, but you can put this in line with your fan because this is a relay. It is I don't know how many amps. It should be a 40 amp rated relay in there. That's just going to switch them on and off. And then it's also going to have a duration, and it's also adjustable by temperature. So if it reaches a certain temperature, it's going to run the fans for a certain amount of time and then shut off, and then repeat that cycle. So I've read good reviews on this specific one. I've never sold one, never had anyone ask for one. So I'm pretty sure this is the same one that's been in my store since I was hired. Who would have guessed? But yeah, first things first, I'm going to fix that fan wiring. Because they just twist. I'm going to throw some crimp connectors on there. We're going to heat shrink that shit. And we're going to put some electrical tape around that and never have an issue with it again, because what the hell. I also got some new filming equipment, so I can film a lot more of the actual working on stuff instead of just being like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then, it's done. Look. Now, you get the in-between now. Little time-lapse action going on once in a while.
I just need a little bit of faith. Yeah. I just need a little bit of faith and a little shorty with a little cake and a little body and a pretty face. She could lay in bed and she could feed me grapes with these blurred lines. I can feel my face playing with the pussy. That's a pussy.
Well, this didn't really go as planned because I am out of butane for my little heat shrink torch thing that I have. So I gotta go run and grab some for those two little guys. Yeah, I just don't want them to fall out and have any issues. But we did get something spicy in the mail just now. Not a sponsor. Will never be a sponsor. But this is the turbo I gotta use. Because the only other option was a CX Racing. And that one was $550. For basically the same turbo, just quality checked in the United States, instead of just being manufactured, boxed up, and shipped from China. It's shipped from China, checked, put back in the box, and that costs $400 extra. I'm sure there's some other stuff in the CX Racing version of this exact same turbo, but I don't care. It's an Accord. Okay, we got our butane. And got that all buttoned up and situated down there. I've already mounted our thermostatic switch. It's nice and secure. 2 bolts, 2 screws. I just got to take this and I'm going to shove it in the corner of the radiator right there somewhere. And we'll be on our way, and then I'll just have to hook up those 2 contacts to the ground and power source from the original fan switch, and then I'll have a fully adjustable standalone fan thing switch. Yeah, that's all it is. Adjustable, that's the important part. Alright, so I did end up getting the fan controller set up, which I did just shove it right through the radiator. Put some zip ties on it so it can't wiggle back and forth too much. I know it's probably going to pop off, but this really shouldn't move. And we got that running over here. Came with one of these little guys. I'll probably zip tie this up nicer, but just for now, just for testing it. So I got it hooked up here, and then it just goes right to where the fan switch used to go, which is now being taken up by the mechanical temperature gauge that I have in the gauge cluster. I think that's pretty cool because it was just a dummy gauge before, and now it actually reads accurate temperature. So I just got that hooked up, and then this is the nice part, it's adjustable. I got the ignition on right now, and the fan, when I turn it, oh, other way, it'll turn the fans on and off, and you can adjust this so that when you see a certain temperature on your gauge, it'll turn on, and then it'll stay on for a few seconds after that. But this is adjustable anywhere from, I believe it's 32 degrees all the way up to 248 degrees, and it's all just based off of how you turn this. Like, you spin this all the way out, it's going to raise the temperature. You spin it all the way in, it'll lower the temperature it activates. But that's it. I think that this is a fantastic solution. It eliminates a lot of issues, because once you install one of these, you know if the fans aren't turning on, there's only 2 wires that'll be preventing it from turning on. And it's still using the factory relay, the factory fuses, and I'm using that basically as a relay just to switch the other relay. But it's all mechanical, very easy to put in, very easy to swap out. Like, I've been here for 20 minutes doing this. Anyone can do this. As long as you have a way to drill holes, you can mount it and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly heat shrink those connectors and wrap it up in something. I'll find something and we'll be good to go. All done. Completely. All wrapped up. Professional job here. So we got our connectors there, and just zip tied it right up here, and I'll just go down into there. But it's got more than enough room to flex around and move around, so it's not going to rip or tear. Kind of touching there a little bit, but there's like a triple layer electrical tape on there. I didn't have any conduit or anything for it. Oh well. But now onto the elephant in the room, which is this max speeding rod's turbo that needs to be replaced because it's leaking oil. And they won't replace it, so I had to buy the third one. Just unboxed the turbo, and sure enough, for the 3rd time in the row, this gasket has come bent. Luckily I don't need it because I have a multi-layer steel gasket, MLS gasket. But as we can see here, this is the same turbo. The same. And the casting on the turbo that's on the car, it leaks out like right here in one of these corners through the cast iron. Like, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this swapped out. Hopefully it doesn't leak oil. If it leaks oil, I'm gonna throw it off a bridge into the water. And yeah.
Got some OG purple, got some purple haze. I can grow hard and throw my life away. I can go to Mars and I can fly away. I can start a war and I can die today. When you see my life, you thought my life's fake. Yeah. When you see my life, you thought my life is fake. Light me up some green, light me up some green, light me up some green. Light me up some green, light me up some green, light me up some green. Back to that fucking dome rap, let the guns clap. Pulling up to blow your dome back. put him in the back and take a nap. Light him up like he passed gas. Nigga, I'ma get my last laugh. Feeling like a nigga just passed flash. Supersonic when I hit the dash. Bring that back on, I'ma bust your ass. Little bro, put you on the mat. Talk some shit and I'ma grab it back. Smash your brains and feed them to the rats. Yeah. Light me up some green, light me up some green, light me up some green.
Alright, so we got our turbo out. Hopefully it wasn't just the back of my head the whole time. If it was, I'm sorry. I'm still going to put it in there and you're going to just look at the back of my head. So we got this thing out. Already popped the oil feed restrictor and oil drain adapter off. So right in there, there's some very small holes. And that's where the oil's leaking out. So I have to do all of that twice now, so I can change the turbo so it doesn't leak oil, because nothing else leaks oil on this car. What the fuck? At least I designed it, the exhaust and the intake and a few other things, like the way I put it together, it's easily serviceable. Like, it took me 20 minutes to get this turbo off. It's just going to take me more time now, because now I have to reclock the new turbo. I have to swap over the compressor housing, because it's the blue one. I don't want the blue one. Yeah. And then I'm going to pop this old one into the box and wait for, hopefully, my return to go through. Because this one here, I bought through Max Painting Rods on eBay, because it was $89. This one I bought directly from their website. It was $146. So I already put a return through on eBay for this. If the seller doesn't respond, I am just going to get my money back through eBay. So yeah, either way, I'll be getting the money back on this $89 one. It just sucks that I spent $146 on that one over there, when I know that their BOM cost, what they pay for the turbos, is $85. So any money that's after $85, that's their pure profit. So they're breaking even at 85, I should say. So yeah, that just puts that in perspective of this specific turbo. So yeah, if the new one leaks, we're driving the car to a bridge, and I'm just gonna, the whole car. So we got our turbo all dressed up, the new turbo that is, with our feed, our drain, and our compressor housing. It's all nice and clocked and everything's ready to go. Just got to bolt it back in, and yeah. So we got, what, 9 bolts left? 10 bolts left? 11 bolts left. 11 bolts, and we're boosting again.
Light me up some green, light me up some green, light me up some green. Yeah. Get the money, split it with my niggas. Niggas remember looking from scribes. I don't be playing, always gotta keep 100. But this shit'll have you rolling fast. I need a lot of guala for the fam and mama and all this motherfucking guys. We bout to mob out, yo, the dogs out. And these bitches clapping for the cash bags. Shit ain't funny, it's a mad laugh. Couple honeys got a bag that. For the birdies got a bag cat. Bust it open for they die.
So we got the new turbo in. Got our feed line tightened up. Got our drain line tightened up down in there. Yes, sir. And I just got to put in the upper downpipe and the wastegate dump pipe that goes through the hood, and I hate it. And then connect this up, and that's done. But I'm not doing that yet because Moose Keys. I'm an idiot, by the way, because I didn't think of this. But Moose Keys commented in one of my videos that because I started the wrap at the top, I should start at the bottom, work my way up, and I'll be able to get one more loop up here and not bunch up down here. So I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and do that since it's off the car. I wasn't expecting to have to take this off the car, but then the turbo started leaking. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and get an extra loop in there just to cover up a little bit more. I think it'll look better anyways, and it'll serve its function that much better. So I'm putting on some gloves. I already got my stuff soaking in some water. Love my water. And yeah, could do that. All right, we're back. Fully reassembled with the new turbo. All fresh, no oil anywhere. I cleaned it all off. So I'm going to go ahead and run it and see what happens. And also I'm going to be adjusting the fan switch at the same time to get it to the right temperature. But here we go. Oh, one more thing. The soda can. I cut the top off of it. As you already know. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. I should run neutral. Then I'm a dirty ass because I don't even have a clutch switch hooked up. Ooh. There she goes. Alright. Oil should be feeding into the turbo pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about these bearings. Oh. You saw in the upper down pipe, I did get another loop of the heat wrap on there. So thank you, Moose Keys. Awesome. Good stuff. Okay, so we're back. The car's fully warmed up. And the turbo is currently still burning off its coating, so it's smoking a bit. But I don't see any oil leaks yet. I'll probably have to drive it around a bit, but I'm not going to do that right now. Just because the tune's still screwed up and distributor stuff and all that. But this thing is working perfectly. So the fans are off. I'll go back in the car and wait for them to turn back on, but I think the cooling system in this car is working really well. So right there, we're at about 170 degrees. And I got the fans turning on right now. And that's just going to drop real quick back down to about 150, 160. And then the fans turn back off. So that's sorted. Both fans are working exactly how I expected them to, which is great. That little $15 thing, I highly recommend it. It was super easy to put in, as you saw, and it works. No thermostat, so basically the fans are my thermostat. If the car starts to get a little hot, the fans are going to come on, and once the car cools down enough, the fans are going to shut back off. And it's a completely standalone mechanical system that is not affecting anything else in the car and is not affected by anything else in the car. The turbo seems to be doing good. That's about it for right now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I'll have this car driving. I'm still waiting on my Rywire kit. It keeps getting delayed by USPS. Fantastic. Should have that sometime, probably Tuesday. I'm probably going to get it Tuesday or Wednesday next week because of Memorial Day, which is fine. If you like the video, like the video. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. See more of this shit. If you don't, fuck you. So, yeah, this, you know. Oh no, it's too big for the hole. Well, this didn't work out how I thought. I made it fit.